What's up, my Cosmic Gang? Welcome back. Sorry we got cut off. It is I, the Cosmic Prince. Welcome to the Cosmic Prince LLC, where we connect you to the universe within by opening your hearts and minds one lyric, melody, sign, season, energy, color, and reading at a time. Please allow the Cosmic Prince LLC to inspire your inner worlds by creating new realities. Hello, Hotepu, Grand Rising. Good afternoon, good evening. If you are in mourning, may peace be with you as you go through your mourning, and may you come out on the other side filled with joy. If the sun is setting wherever you are, may you set peacefully and rise in power the next day. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful for you. Much gratitude and my humblest joy to you on this beautiful and lovely day. Today we are going to continue our reading on PNB rock. This is just a quick, energetic, cosmic reading. I know people have a lot of questions about allegedly what happened to that young man, Rakim. May his soul rest in peace and in power. May he find completeness and wholeness on the other side. The cards that I originally pulled while going through his spread, not knowing much about his situation, but intuitively gathering that there is a money and jealousy card at the center of this unfortunate event. There was a communication that came through that was not in his favor. That communication was from a lower level energy of a page of swords, someone who was plotting, someone who was communicating with somebody else. That energy I'm getting is a King of Wands, a fire sign energy who was allegedly or circumstantially concerned about money. We know that the alleged allegations were about a chain being stolen, a altercation happening where there was a loss incurred. The Ace of Swords in reverse was the divine had given him warning. The divine, the ancestors, had told him what to look out for, what to expect, and unfortunately, he was not able to think quick enough on his feet. Someone around him or people around him were plotting against him and plotting on his riches that he was building up for himself. I know that PNB Rock was going independent. He was no longer going to be signed to his label of Empire Warner Brothers Atlantic Records. And we already know the alleged policies and the alleged actions that those record labels take. There's too many lines of sequences and patterns and alleged assassinations that come with those different entities. Not everybody, but on the level that they were brought in on. I have the Nine of Swords here in reverse. Someone thought about this, someone planned this, and this is also giving me that he is now resting in peace, that his soul is not suffering anymore, and that he is where he's supposed to be. The Two of Wands lets me know that, again, someone was watching him. Someone, again, I'm getting this fire sign, was watching him and was plotting on his actions. Someone was following him around town. They were keeping tabs on him, allegedly, from what the cards show me. I can't confirm or deny any of this. But again, we're just reading the cards and looking at the sequences. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. The Ace of Cups in reverse is letting me know that this was, again, someone around him that gave him false love, that gave him a false sense of security. Some people say that the girlfriend has something to do with it. I don't see any female cards on here, but I do know that when you are in the industry, you get a lot of fake love. You get a lot of people telling you, oh, I love you. I love what you do. You're so talented. You're so this and that. And secretly, they be plotting against you. So again, the Ace of Swords in reverse is telling me that his family was going to get this bad news. He was already aware that he couldn't trust people around him in his inner circle, his business circle, or his home circle. That is very interchangeable because he is an artist. We have here the Page of Wands. These could be the people who actually carried out the incident, allegedly, who were sent there to rob him. Understanding that art imitates life, life is an imitation of art, and art and life is occultism. It is spirituality in action. Whoever was the communicator to let them know where he was this energy. Whoever carried out the actual action allegedly was this energy of being under this King of Wands energy. And so you have the King of Wands, and people are like, well, what is he looking at? He's looking at the money. There was money involved in this. This is the second pentacle card. The second pentacle card is letting me know, again, that Black men and women, you have to be careful. People of color, people in general, you have to be careful about the company that you keep and the companies that you do business with. It is a lesson for all of us, but it is a lesson of courage, character, strength, and valor. There was a false sense of love in PNB Rock's life. There were people that he knew he couldn't trust, but he wasn't paying attention to the ancestor signs, synchronicities, and patterns allegedly telling him, hey, watch yourself, protect yourself, be mindful, because there are people around you who are celebrating your downfall, who are celebrating your alleged demise. What does it mean when you take someone's chain? When you take someone's chain, it means that you are emasculating them and depowering them. His alleged chain was worth, allegedly, of course, 100 grand or more, maybe $500,000. Jewels, crystals, gemstones, they are riches. They are the enrichment of the earth. They have value to them. It is a great way to hide money, to use as a bank, a way to convert money. Money is energy. The law of circulation is here to tell us that money and energy circulate. It goes from one state of being to the next. So when you take someone's currency, when you take someone's energy, you're taking their possession, you're taking their livelihood, you're taking what they've worked for and what they've invested into a different alchemical form of monetization, monetary gain. Again, that shows me this card of the Three of Pentacles. Maybe PNB Rock felt like he was not being paid adequately for his work, or he wanted to get out of his deal so that he could make more money. He felt like he was on his way to becoming independent and self-sufficient, because after that you get to the Four of Pentacles, of you being paid for your work or being left out in the cold or poverty. This here is he was working towards new riches and new wealth, but because you have these two cards here, people were plotting on that. There were communications of his downfall or where he was going to be, and then there was an alleged action taker who took that action and fired a firearm. Remember, this is all alleged. We're just reading patterns. We're just gaining insight. We're just doing our due diligence to process this, because a lot of people are going to deal with grief. A lot of people are sad. A lot of people felt like this young man was taken from him. A lot of people got bad news that they really did not want to hear. People who really loved him and who were close to him are definitely feeling sad. They're feeling betrayed. They're feeling like his life was taken too soon and that it wasn't fair. And yes, they want answers. And so again, this King of Wands energy is at the center of allegedly what happened. And the Nine of Swords in reverse is someone thought long and hard about this. They're able to sleep and rest, and this also confirms that PNB Rock is resting in peace. He's not waking up. If it was upright, he would be waking up. Someone would feel remorse for this, allegedly. But right now, the card is upside down, which is showing you're able to get your rest. So that's me saying that he's resting in peace. Again, we have Two of Wands. We got two wand cards here. When you have the Two of Wands, that's you looking out into the open, considering actions, considering what is your next move going to be? What are you going to do? Observing the world, observing the wide open space, and saying, this is what I'm going to do. Here we have the Six of Diamonds, the Six of Pentacles, which has to do with money, giving and receiving. Someone definitely wanted to collect on this death, allegedly, on the policy that maybe he had on his life, or again, maybe he owed someone money and they were coming to collect, because we understand what these contracts are. They are loans. They are debt incentives. They are credit lines. And so if you're not able to pay that credit back, then you definitely have to pay in other ways. And sometimes you could pay with your life. Here we are with the, again, Five of Wands, upright. There was a fight, there was an altercation, just confirming the different patterns. The cards can confirm the present detail as well as the past and the present. But really, we use these cards to confirm the details of the present and try to gain some insight of what happened, knowing that it was really what it was and wasn't what it wasn't. So there was a fight, there was an altercation. There were, again, people alleging that they tried to take his chain and just do a robbery and embarrass him, and he obviously fought back. He didn't want to give up the chain without a fight, and allegedly there was a gun involved and there was action taken, and he lost his life while people tried to save him or help him. Now, also, there is a King of Swords here. Again, there was Mercury retrograde was present. So we know that whatever he had set forth or whatever was going on, that it was going to come back in a cycle or a circle. I don't know what Rakim, what his actual lifestyle was. They say he was from Philadelphia. So whatever actions he had been experiencing or taking, then the ancestors are telling me that it was his karma could have been used against him. However he grew up in the system, whatever foundations he may have laid, someone came to call collect and said, do it this way. But there was a conspiracy or a conspiring of actions between these two kings, because they're looking at each other, to say, how do we do this? How can we get this done? And again, that's being confirmed by these two. We have the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and we have the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. There's no coincidences, there's no accidents, but again, we cannot prove any of this outside of the court of law and the investigation. But I do see here that his girlfriend, the Queen of Cups, was involved in witnessing a traumatic event. We have to remember that she lost someone too. And even though they're going to use the narrative of actions against her or for her, she lost someone too, and she was there. This Ace of Cups in reverse with this Queen of Cups, again, lets me know heartbreak, emotional distress. The Queen of Cups looking inside of her heart, asking why, what happened. And again, we have the Ten of Pentacles here. This Ten of Pentacles is letting me know that this was about money. This allegedly was about money. It was about greed, and it was about putting a price on someone's life and cashing in on it. Now, who's going to get the money? I don't know. I don't know if the energies will still be prevalent in the aftermath, because usually when these stories happen, it's like boom, 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 death, 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 accusation, death, death, accusation, confusion. And then when it actually boils down to the truth of what happened, it kind of goes away and falls back like, don't pay attention, we'll just put something else there. So shout out to PNB Rock's family. Shout out to Philadelphia. I know people from Philly. Shout out to everybody that's ever lost somebody. Again, we have the Four of Swords. That's rest, recovery, but also it could be a death card. But he's alive in another place. He's wrapped up his actions. He's done in this world. He actually is freed from any burdens and any debts that he would have owed. Now it's about his children. It's about the mother of his children and his family and friends finding the strength to be able to move on with their life. I'm not going to stay in these energies too long, because this is probably really a Patreon reading if you guys want to go deeper. But I just wanted to confirm some patterns, some things that we saw, and just let you know that the ancestors are watching. And, you know, whoever does these things, they will not get away with it. But just make sure your karma is balanced. Make sure you love your family, love your children, and you love yourself. And in your youth, make decisions that you will be proud of to meet karmically or dharmically as you get older. But it's very unfortunate This also lets me know too that there's something against Roscoe's. That's a black owned business and a place where you could say, oh, LA's bad, but for the people who live in LA, it's like, that's our home. Don't call our home bad. Don't call our home ghetto. Who are you to say that when y'all having a whole war in another country right now, and technically people with this kind of skin is doing more harm and more mass destruction than some people with some guns. But it's how it is perceived and propositioned that creates the propaganda, and we shouldn't be losing people. Here it comes out again. We shouldn't be losing people over senseless acts of violence or hired hits. But I'm going to end it there. I wish you guys all the best. I shade to you. Like, share, and subscribe if you care to. And be well and be prosperous. Know that you are protected.